gonna take an epidural. I'm not doing an enema. I'm not taking any painkillers. I'm gonna have my baby natural. Oh, natural. That's me. May I have my baby? Like, cause me a good as I'm gonna
close, but staying close to you. Hi guys,
I am Natalee,
and I'm Naila,
and this is our channel.
Yeah. Okay, I'm back. So we went to the movie. So while I'm in the movie, I'm timing the contractions. And they might come like 5 minutes. 5 minutes apart. I'm like, okay. Because like throughout the day, the contractions were like, 10 minutes. And then at one point it was like probably about 6 minutes. For the longest while, it was about 8 or 6 minutes. I don't remember. But when I was in the movies, it was like about 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, crap, this is not good. So it was like 5 minutes apart. They were last, for 1 minute or longer. I'm like, I'm there. And one time my godson looked over me and said, "Auntie, are you okay?" I'm like, yeah. But I'm having contractions. My best friend looked for me and I'm like, I'm okay, I'm good. So we left the movies and we were on the way home and I'm still timing the contractions and I realized that, this is critical. I have to go to the hospital. So I told her we have to go to the hospital. So speed home, grab my bag, head back in the car, went to the hospital, showed up at the hospital. I told them what has been happening. I'd seen my mucus plug from extra time. The contractions, they asked me how far apart the contractions are. I said about 5 minutes. They're lasting for a minute or more. And I said, okay, come on, let's get you checked in. So checked in, the OB nurse, obstetrics nurse. She came, she had me on monitors and everything, and she's showing me the contractions. She said, yes, you're having contractions, and they're a little bit close, but you're not dilating. So we're gonna send you home. The baby's not ready to come yet, so you can go home. If the contractions start coming closer, then you can come back. I was like, okay. This time I can barely breathe because like the pain was like, I think that possibly because I wasn't screaming and because there was a lady beside me. She go on bad. She may tell you, say, I am certain that her husband or boyfriend or whoever it is, I don't know how him survive. She was giving him some rotted lick. Like she was hitting into him. Right? And she was cursing. I was just there. I was breathing. I was just breathing. I was like, that's me. Like, I would be feeling tremendous pain and you don't even know it. That's just how I am. So when she said she's gonna send me home, I was a little bit disturbed by it. And then I guess it was probably her supervisor came and asked her, did you call her doctor? And she said, no, she said, call her doctor. So she called my doctor and my doctor asked her, have you done an ultrasound? She said no. So he was like, do an ultrasound. This was like the 28th, 29th, yeah. I was due on the 5th of November. So I was just a week early. I mean, after all, I've been cussing her and telling her that she needs to come out of my belly. So, right. They did the ultrasound, and when they did the ultrasound, would you believe it? There was zero ounce of amniotic fluid. None at all. Everything dry. Man, I have no amniotic fluid. And they were like, I'm sorry, we cannot send you home. You have to stay. You're gonna have to have this baby. So they had me there from the Saturday evening, and even though the contractions started coming closer and closer, and seemed to me, I don't even know how long they were lasting now, but it seemed like forever, right? I wasn't dilating. So they decided that they were going to, what do you call it? I don't remember the term. They were going to induce labor. So they gave me an injection, I think it was. And I also got painkillers. Like, I really wanted to have natural delivery. Like, that was my plan. Like, I really planned to have natural delivery. I'm not gonna take an epidural. I'm not doing an enema. I'm not taking any painkillers. I'm gonna have my baby natural. Oh, natural. That's me. May I have my baby? Like, cause me a good as. I'm gonna take no kind of medication. I'm not being medicated for this baby. Hello. I was there. I was like, nurse, please bring on the painkillers. I cannot do this. So I got painkillers. So I was there. All right, dilation start. 1 centimeter dilated. I was past. I mean, I lulled into sleep. I woke up. Pain wake me up. How many centimeters? Centimeter and a half. All right, continue like that. And then the pain got like really bad. I asked her, can I have some more painkillers? Can I have more painkillers? I got more painkiller. They asked me, will you take an epidural? I said, no, I am not taking an epidural. Hello, hours later, I said, please, I want the epidural, come. I will take the epidural. I cannot do this. So they came doing the epidural. They couldn't find where, like, they must have stuck me in my back 5 or more times, trying to find the right place to put that. And I was just so scared. I remember being literally scared for my life. Like I said, there were so many things that I had read about accidents that can happen, slips that can happen when you're getting an epidural, that I was scared. I was totally scared about it. Eventually they must have found, you know where it's supposed to go. And the numbness that came with it, I wasn't ready for. That, I don't know how to explain it to you guys. It's like, thinking about it now, I'm going back to that place where I felt paralyzed, but not paralyzed. And it was just a really uncomfortable, disturbing trauma. I don't know how to explain it. I did not like the feeling. I could not process. I couldn't deal with the feeling. I wanted to move. I couldn't move. Like, this part of my body could move and the bottom part of my body could not move. And then I remember I wanted to pee. And I asked the nurse, I said, I want to pee. So she brought the bedpan and she helped me to go over the bedpan because I couldn't monitor the lower part of my body. And I went over the bedpan and I peed. But when I looked in the bedpan, there was no pee, there was only blood. And I said to her, is this supposed to happen? And she said, don't worry about it, everything is fine or whatever. And I'm going back in my head, trying to remember, did I read anything about this? Am I supposed to pee blood at any point in time? And I was freaking out. And she said, everything is okay. And then she went and she checked her monitor, and she said, she called another nurse, and what she said, she was whispering. So I didn't hear exactly what she said, and one of them said, like, oh no. And I said, is something wrong? And they said, no. And then they came, my doctor came, and they said that the baby's not getting any oxygen. The baby's not getting any oxygen. I don't want to hear that. That's not something I want to hear. That's not something, if you're pregnant, you don't want to hear that your baby's not getting any oxygen. So I start freak out, and they asked me to be calm, calm down, whatever. So they decided that they were going to give both myself, give me oxygen so that the baby can get oxygen. I don't know. I guess that's how it works. So they put on this whole thing on my face. They said to give me oxygen, and they're monitoring Naila. And I felt something trickling down under me. And I'm like, I called the nurse. I said, I'm bleeding. Right? And she's telling me that I'm okay. I said, but I'm bleeding. I'm not supposed to bleed. She checked me again. She said, you're only 3 centimeters dilated. This has been since Saturday evening to Sunday evening, right? Probably about 2 o'clock or whatnot, whatever time, so in the afternoon. I am only 3 centimeters dilated. Like, what is going on with you? Why can't you hurry up? Why am I not dilating? Why am I not dilating faster? I'm only 3 centimeters dilated. I need to be 10 centimeters dilated for this baby to come. And I am bleeding and she's not getting enough oxygen and I'm just freaking out and I want everything to be okay with my baby. And I remember I heard a beep, 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 beep sound. And the nurse said, oh my God. I looked at the monitor and Naila's heart flatlined. Her heart stopped. And she said, call Dr. Thompson. That was all she said. They said, call Dr. Thompson. And I felt in a matter of seconds like I was transported from in that hospital room to a Grey's Anatomy series scene. Like I was literally transferred into Grey's Anatomy. You know, one of those crazy Grey's Anatomy scene where everybody's just running, you just see blue, everybody just scattering and whatever. And the doctors came, and when he put his hand under me and he brought out his hand, first of all, he had on blue gloves. And when he put his hand to check and came out, the hand was red. None of the gloves, just red. I was bleeding out. What them call it? Previa abruption. Some abruption, something. Yeah? And they ran with me out of that hospital room, out of that delivery room. They ran with me out of the labor room. My battery is dying. They ran with me out of the labor room into the OR. Now, I never planned for have no C-section. I'm telling you, I'm plan to have my baby natural. So even when I had gone to visit the hospital, because we went on a tour of the hospital, and when I had gone and they asked me if I wanted to see the OR, I was like, no, I don't need to see the OR because I'm having my baby natural. I'm like, I'm not doing a C-section. I don't need to see the OR. So I mean, if I look for no OR, I mean, I know how the OR set up. So they ran with me. There were like so many nurses and doctors running with me to get me to the OR. And I felt like I had an out-of-body experience. I had an out-of-body experience. I think this is going to have to be in, yeah. I felt like I was outside of my body watching these doctors and nurses running with this girl on the gurney to the OR. They got to the OR. It's a good thing I had taken the epidural because they didn't have time to give me any kind of anesthesia. They never have time for that. And in a matter of minutes, I heard when the doctor said, my doctor said, okay, the baby's out, take care of mommy. And throughout the entire procedure, there was this doctor, a young male doctor, God bless his soul. I don't know who he is. I didn't see him afterwards. I wish I knew his name. I wish I could see him. He held my hand throughout the entire thing. And he just kept talking to me, said, look at me, because I felt the cut. I didn't feel it as in the pain. I just felt the impression and the tugging. I felt everything. I felt when they were like jerking Naila out of me. And he was just there talking to me. He said, look at me, stay focused on me, look at my face, hold my hands. And I was squeezing his hand. I was just there and I was humming. There was a song. I can't, like, it's like everything. I tell you, I had an out-of-body experience. And I can't remember the song I was humming, but I was humming a song. It was a prayer chorus. And the doctor said, baby's out, take care of mommy. And I remember listening because baby's supposed to cry. Baby born, baby for cry. She didn't cry. And I was like, why isn't she crying? Why isn't she crying? Why isn't she crying? She's supposed to be crying. Why is she not crying? And the doctor is just trying to calm me down. And then my doctor came around to my side and he said, hi, mommy, here's your baby. And he had her, and I just took my hand and I rubbed my hand on her cheek like this, and I was like, hey, and I passed out. I don't know what happened to me after that. I remember waking up and hearing them say, check for foreign objects or something like that. I don't know if it was when I woke up or whatnot. Something, but I heard that, check for foreign objects. And the next thing I knew after that, I was in a recovery room waiting for Naila and I was worried about, how am I gonna know it's my baby? How am I gonna know she's mine? I mean, what if they switch her? What if I get a wrong baby? I was so scared. And then the nurse came and checked me and everything, and they said, are you ready to see your baby? And I was like, yes, I'm ready to see my baby. And they brought this little tiny human to me, and they put her in my hand, and I was like, oh, this is my baby. And she held on to my finger. She grabbed onto my finger like this, like this. And she's always doing it even now, wanting to do this. She held on to my finger and she stared straight into my eyes. And it's almost like she was saying, hi. And then the lactation specialist came and said, we're going to teach you how to feed your baby. And took out my breast and she just grabbed it. like the nurse is like, oh, we don't need to teach you this one. And yeah. And I was looking at her and I was like, yeah, this is my baby. And I remember just praying and saying, thank you, God. I survived that ordeal. But in that moment, when I was on the gurney and I thought that for sure I was going to die, because I was bleeding so badly, there was no heartbeat for her. She wasn't getting any oxygen. I was certain that, things couldn't turn out right. Things couldn't turn out well. And I sang and I prayed in that hospital room, and God delivered. God delivered. Anyway, guys, that is Naila's birth story. Now you see why I don't know if I want to go through giving birth again. But if it's God's will, then it will be. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you liked, I don't know if I can say like, but comment below. Let me know some of your birth stories, how you handled it. What was your delivery like? Do you plan to have other kids? If you have kids, if you don't have children, do you plan to have children? Don't be discouraged. Being a parent is a wonderful, 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 wonderful experience. It's a beautiful experience. So don't be discouraged. Not everybody have really bad experiences with giving birth. Some persons have some really awesome stories to share. So don't be discouraged by mine. Go out there, have your kids multiply, girl, multiply. Anyway, bye guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified, and share this video. Please share the love. Thank you guys. Until next time, be blessed and be a blessing.
Don't know where we're gonna fly like you did sometimes. Seeing eyes of mine. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll try to fix it. Love, 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 I wanna be strong, strong. We're doing wrong, 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 but I'll change it.